Hey everyone. So anyone that knows me knows that I'm a filmmaker and scriptwriter. For anyone that doesn't know me, I'll just give you a quick background. I've got a degree in film and television, as well as being a DJ and a radio presenter. And a few years ago, I actually scripted and produced my own feature film called Those Four Walls. And I am currently scripting a few other films, as well as working on a documentary. And I thought that it would be quite cool to share an older interview with you from my film Those Four Walls when it was screened at a film festival. Actually, I've got two interviews, so I'll share them both. I'll share bits of both. And I just thought that, I know it's Easter, so happy Easter everyone. And I know you're all stuck at home, even though the sun is shining outside, maybe being able to go out in the garden, but not doing too much. So my family drama film I thought would be quite cool to share for you guys to watch with kids or with grandparents or with both. And it is a family drama about three best friends and their lives and how something happens to one of them that changes their lives forever. The interview will give you a bit more insight into what's going on in the film. And if you want to watch it, I'm going to tell you how you can do so.
Chrissy, my boy!
Hey. Oh shit, Priya!
The one with the dirty braces.
Mate, she's banging.
She understands the pain.
What pain?
Who is she?
She's my girlfriend!
Can bloody well see that.
No, I'm good here, thanks.
I can always relax.
Mate, what makes you think you've got a chance to make it big?
Melissa, seriously, I'm really touched and wow, still shaken over this amazing movie. Do you know what? Maybe we'll start. I'm just going to go ad hoc here, all right? And the show is all yours. Tell us about this. How did it come about making this movie?
So I started the film back in 2010. I just graduated from university and I was sitting down one day. There were no jobs available at the time. So my mum said to me, why don't you write a script? And I said, okay, I'll think about something. And I started writing the script, and a week later I had what was called Jaden at the time. It's now called Those Four Walls. And after that, my mum's a tax manager in the film industry. So she said to me, okay, let's start. You have to learn everything as you go along. So I started the budgeting, the scheduling, then getting a crew together, getting the cast together, trying to get finance for the film. So I literally stood up in front of people trying to get the finance for the film, trying to tell people what I was trying to achieve from the film. And then in November 2012, I always forget the dates, November 2012 was when we were actually going to shoot. And it was meant to be new talent. I was literally going to have complete new talent and trying to help people in the film industry to make a film and get their foot in the door. And that's when I met Amit Chana at an event. And I said to Amit, you know, my DOPs have given you my script, have you read it? And he said, oh, no, Jaden, I need to read that. He went home that night, he read the script. It must have been, we didn't get home until 1 o'clock, so he must have read that script for a couple of hours, rang me the next day and said, I love it and I want to come on board. And so in 4 months, we then went into the pre-production of the film. We had to change all the cast, of course, like you can see some of the names, you might recognize them. Anthony, he's from Blue. We had Kavi, who actually flew in from India, he works in Bollywood. We had Kulvinder Gill, Shaheen Khan, both from Bend It Like Beckham. So he brought in all this talent. and so we had to fit into their schedules and when they were available, and that's what we done.
Superb, absolutely amazing. Let's just talk about the story, the script. Whose idea was it?
It was all mine, from start to finish. Some of it was real life, and some people here today will know my brother. And if you notice, Krish is a lot like my brother. His relationship with his sister, his relationship with his grandma, it's a lot like my brother, and that's where the characteristics came from that. And even some of the dialogue, like the dialogue that he says about if you misbehave, I'll put you on the naughty step. My brother actually said that to me once, and I'm like, but I'm your big sister. And he's like, yeah, and I sat there and I was like, right, I have to put that in the film. Other parts of it, Sean's character, I've never come across domestic violence at all. It just so happened that in November 2010, when I started writing the script, a girl called Avina Shah, who you might know from radio, she's a singer. She had a song coming out called Tere Bina at the time, and it was about domestic violence, and it kind of touched me. And I didn't want to fixate on the domestic violence, I just wanted it to be a part of it. And it wasn't about Jasmine's character, it was more to do with Sean and why he's doing what he was doing. And he was copying what his dad used to do. When he was a child, he would watch his dad beat his mum. So when he gets drunk, he does exactly the same thing, but he doesn't want to, he just does, and he doesn't understand it.
Did you have to do a lot of research on this?
Into the domestic violence part, yes, because obviously we don't want to offend anyone. The other characters, you can't really offend people with them. Jaden's character was simply, as a radio presenter, I met people who would say to me, I'd say, hi, I'm a radio presenter, and they'd go, hi, I'm a singer. And I'd go, okay, so what have you sung? Nothing. Do you play an instrument? No. What do you do? I'm an accountant. How can you be an accountant and a singer, but you've never sung anything? And so Jaden's character is very much like that. As a producer, you meet a lot of people who want to be actors, but being South Asian, you get their family saying to them, you need to be a doctor, you need to be a dentist, you need to be a lawyer. And they want to follow something else. It doesn't have to be media, it could be anything, but they want to follow another dream and they don't. And the whole point of this film is to say, follow that dream. If you've got a dream, if you do something to please your parents, that's fine. But on a Saturday morning, instead of sleeping until 12, go to drama class in the morning, or go and be an extra in a film. Do whatever you have to do to chase that dream, rather than just sit at home and just do whatever it is you think you should be doing.
You've got a lot of passion, and you can see this coming across from this amazing producer. I mean, how do you feel now? I mean, you've made this an amazing movie with the help of the amazing director. It's absolutely amazingly directed. How do you feel?
Ecstatic. I've seen it before, obviously, on the screen. Today was the first time I think I've sat down properly and watched it. We had a screening in London on Wednesday, and I didn't actually watch this film at all. And now I'm watching it and I'm listening to people's reactions. I'm like, yes, that was the point. You were supposed to laugh at that point, and you did. That's perfect. Which makes me feel like I've done my job in what I was supposed to do. A lot of people have come up to me and told me that they do relate to the characters, and that's what I wanted. So to me, I have done exactly what I set out to do.
It seems to be that you've written the story, the script, and it seems that the characters, the actors, they all absolutely bang on the money there. The characters are actually spot on. How do you feel about that?
Do you know what? I have to thank our cast for that, because I don't think that if we had shot in November when we were supposed to shoot, it wouldn't have been what you saw today. Krish Covey, who played Krish, he brought out that character exactly how I wanted him. And I remember watching his audition, because he was in Mumbai at the time, and I remember seeing his audition on the screen, and within the first minute, I didn't even have to watch the rest. Within the first minute, I said, there's Krish. Sean, again, I actually went to university with Hassan, and he said to me once, he said, oh, so what are you going to do? I said, I want to be a filmmaker. He said, oh, I want to be an actor. And he said, when you make your first film, make sure you cast me. Funnily enough, I didn't contact him, and me contacted him from another project. He turned up and I was like, I recognise you. But Sean as a character, he's played that so well. He's brought across exactly how Sean should be. And I have to thank the cast for that.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, my favourite character is Chris, and I can relate to a lot of bits and various things in there, but that's for another day. So maybe we can go into question and answer now with the audience, and don't be shy. I tell you what, this movie is absolutely amazing. There's so much we could talk about. We could be here all night. Can I just thank...
You're a young lady. You're the youngest Asian lady first film as a writer and first film as a producer, what's been your journey like? Because film is regarded as a male-dominated industry. You are the wrong sex, the wrong gender, the wrong color, etc. You're making a film. What's been your journey? I want to kind of know the challenges that you really faced.
It's actually been quite hard. As you can tell, it's taken 6 years, well 6.5 years now for it to come onto screen. And it's because, you're right, because I'm a female, because I'm Asian, because I was young, because I literally had just come out of university when I started it. A lot of people tried to tell me, you can't do it, you won't make it. You know, we can see a script, but you're never going to get that to screen. And I believe that I proved everyone wrong. But it was hard, and there were times where we would sit there, like, you know, my mum's my co-producer, my uncle is my executive producer. We'd sit there and we'd be like, should we just give up? Should we not go forward anymore? And they would say, no, go ahead, keep going. And you have to have a really thick skin to be in this industry, because they're, like you said, it's very male dominated, and they will try and take your product and walk away with it. And you just have to stand there and stand your ground and say, no, this is my project and I'm going to carry on.
Lady at the back, please.
So, a great film. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your first film. Where are you going from here now? What have you got planned for the future?
So we are looking for distribution for this particular film, which hopefully some people have picked it up from the film festival, so we'll have to see what comes from that. I'm writing my next couple of scripts, so we're aiming to shoot another film. Fingers crossed, everything goes well, next year. So you could be seeing another film next year. But apart from that, I want to get into directing, because as you know, I didn't actually direct this film. I wrote and produced it, but I would like to direct. So I'm going to be going to like directing courses and trying to direct the next project.
Oh, excellent. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Before we finish, and you're talking about dreams and you know how people keep that alive, and I can relate to a lot of that. Back in the days, I went drama school and did filming, blah blah. It goes on. But so is that something that you're going to now keep alive? Is that something you're really going to pursue, Lisa?
Yes, we were talking earlier. I do a lot. I'm a radio presenter as well in London. I DJ and I make films. I'm also going into event planning, so I have no idea how I'm going to do it all. But the plan is to still make a film at least every couple of years. I'm not going to say that I want to be like the next Guru in the Chadda and make a huge film. I just want to make real films that people can relate to, that have subjects that touch people. And then who knows?
Superb. Okay, thank you. For the team of,
So after watching the interview, if you'd like to watch the film, then you can do so on Vimeo. And if you can't figure out how to do that, get in touch with me. I will tell you exactly how you can watch the film, and I can guarantee, if I'm allowed to say so myself, it will be a lot of fun for the whole family to share together. If you do watch the film, please tell me what you thought of the film. Tell me things that you liked, tell me things that you didn't like, so maybe when I'm writing my next scripts, I can use that to help inspire me. Thank you.